in with people that are in your neighborhood or in your market, because you can really, separate yourself and just be at every event. If they do a Donuts with Santa event, you're there. If they do an Easter event, you're there. If they do, Food Truck Friday, you're there, right? And so, but the key here is when you start to market your event, you want to make sure that you use Facebook, okay? I talked about doing Facebook in the invite, okay? But even if it's just your social media, posting it on your professional fan page or whether it's your profile page, maybe you don't want to, given some of the information I've said today, if you don't want certain people to go, maybe you just create an invite page on Facebook and you pull in a bunch of people and invite them that way and then push them over to your paperless post, which I'm going to show you in a second. And the other thing is, because remember, not everybody might have Facebook, especially if you're sending SMS invitations, if you're calling people, inviting them, if you're door knocking, maybe you door knock and met some people. Again, if you're using your geographic farm, which is what you should be doing, then maybe you have 10 or 15 people that you've met, when you were door knocking. Maybe they weren't looking to buy or sell. Maybe they haven't referred you anybody yet, but they're just nice people. Bring nice people to your event because nice people know other nice people, okay? Nextdoor, put it on Nextdoor, right? Nextdoor is another good function because that's kind of like your Facebook page for your community, right? The other thing is, here's the deal. Depending on how big your community is, not everybody's going to come to your event, right? And if they do, I mean, that's a great problem to have, right? So I would really consider that. Look at your numbers, think about it, and just know that if you're targeting your area and your neighborhood, it's not a bad thing to have a ton of people there, right? The electronic invitation, and again, you could even create a invitation with your invitation if that's the case. Maybe you can create some urgency or some scarcity by saying only the first 100 registrants will be allowed, right? And so that way people are like, man, let me register for this thing, right? Let me register, let me RSVP, right? So create like a deadline or a RSVP count maximum. And then of course, email. And so obviously you want to market the event. Let me go ahead and show you something real quick before we go into this next slide here. I want to show you the okay, hopefully it'll show this. Okay, yeah, I think it's showing here. So here we go. So right here, we're going to make sure that you go to, so this is paperless post, just so you guys know. So paperless post is the app that I was talking about, the invitation that I was talking about earlier. This was the invitation, right? So it said past, current, and future resident appreciation event, okay? One of the reasons I put past, current, and future was because I wanted to make sure that there was a couple people that were looking to move into the neighborhood that I was working with, and I wanted to make sure that they felt welcome to come when they saw the invitation. Now, obviously, I was talking to those people over the phone, but again, I wanted to make sure that they felt welcome to come to the event, right? So here's the event. It was from 5 to 8, and I also knew that most people weren't going to be there right at 5, and I also didn't want to make it at 9 o'clock at night because, again, kids, bedtime, etc. And I didn't want people to feel like they would be rude if they left too early. And so I wanted to at least have it a time window where people, even if they just wanted to stop in after work, maybe some people got off at 4:30 or something. Maybe they came in at 4:45 or 5 just to grab a quick drink, say hello, because they just wanted a free drink, and then leave. I was okay with that too. But that's why I did it from 5 to 8. I put Long Meadow Farms, the Trace, Drees Model Home, beer, wine, and pizza. and then I put free raffle and giveaways at 7:30. So I made it a point to put what time the raffle was going to be there, so that if everybody wanted to leave early, you know, or whatever, I wanted people to kind of stay to the end, okay? But I didn't want them to shut it down. So I wanted to make sure that if people were bringing their kids, that they could feel like, okay, your kids could still go to bed at a decent time, and you could potentially win the raffle. So that's what we did there. And then this is what, so any additional RSVPs, so spouse, etc. I'm pretty sure that I entered this in, spouse, kids, etc. I didn't want a ton of kids, like, so I wanted kids to come because I know it's family, but at the same time, I wanted people to not think we had a bouncy house, right? So I just put spouse, etc., thinking like spouse, kids, etc., right? On my text message to people, I put kid friendly, right? So again, additional RSVPs, I put this there. Then it had the date, it had, you know, the address, and then it had the host, Brett Shoemaker, Keller Williams Realty, had my telephone number. And then here's the other thing. So on this note here, okay, on the note, I put the address, because the thing was is that this address at the model home didn't come up in the in Google yet. So what I did is I put a link to Google Maps so that it would take them there, okay? And then on the comment wall, it said, this event will be held at Drees Model Home. Follow the Drees signs with balloons attached. Share your preference of beer or wine, red or white. Again, here's the Google Map link, okay? So I just wanted people to be able to comment, and we did.